dedicated to ensuring that the history of our region is preserved for future generations. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess, coming to you from the Detroit Historical Museum in the city's Cultural Center Historic District in Midtown Detroit, and this is COMCAST Newsmakers. Joining me is the Executive Director and CEO of the Detroit Historical Society, Robert Burry. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's great to be here.
So the Detroit Historical Society obviously oversees this wonderful museum that we're sitting in today.
We do. The Detroit Historical Museum's been here since 1950, and it's really a jewel of Midtown, and it really tells Detroit stories and why they matter for the last 300 years. It's a great place for families, for school tours, for special events, and best of all, it's free admission.
But it kind of gets lost in the shuffle, I think. People have heard of the DIA. I don't know if the Science Center is called the Science Center anymore, but right, everybody kind of knows about that. And I've heard people say, oh, I didn't even know it was there. But it is here, and it is awesome.
Well, thank you. It is here, and it's been here for over 50 years, and we're very pleased about that. Sometimes I think people think history is boring and dates and facts and figures, whereas you know from walking through the museum, there's a lot of interactive things here. There's the automotive assembly line. There's a very future-looking exhibit that we have on our second floor about fashion, which talks about Detroit's emerging fashion industry.
There's an awesome old cigarette machine that's my favorite thing in the entire museum because it brings back memories. If
Sure.
you've lived and grew up in the city of Detroit, to me, you have to come see things like that. The nostalgia that it brings back is just amazing.
Right. One thing that most people remember are the streets of old Detroit, which is Detroit in the mid-1800s, and it's a great immersive experience that's located on the lower level. And you know, some people don't remember being here, but until I say, "What about fourth grade?" They say, "I was there on a field trip."
And you said it's free for everyone all the time?
It's free admission. We're open 6 days a week, and it's just a great opportunity for people to come if you've got an hour or if you want to spend a day. There's plenty to see here.
And if you have a day and you only want to spend a half day at the museum because it's just lovely outside, the Detroit Historical Society oversees a lot of awesome other historical places in Detroit as well.
That's right. If you've got a half a day left, I suggest you go to Belle Isle and visit the Dawson Great Lakes Museum. And that is where we tell Detroit's story of its maritime history. It's a great location on the Detroit River. And again, it's a free admission. We're open there on more limited hours, especially during the winter, Saturday and Sunday for sure. And then other times by appointment for school tours. But it's a great opportunity to understand how Detroit was really built because of its location on the river, and conversely, the river helped build Detroit and all the industry that eventually came here.
And improvements, obviously a lot have been in the news regarding Belle Isle, but with the Dawson Great Lakes Museum as well, correct?
Absolutely. Both of our locations, about 2 years ago, we finished a $20 million renovation. So some of those old favorites, like the streets of old Detroit, are here. There's a lot of new things about innovation and about fashion and about automotive and about what we call the Gallery of Culture, which really looks in depth at the last 100 years. So if you wondered where the big Tiger Stadium letters went from Tiger Stadium, they're here. If you wondered where one of the original Little Caesars pizza guys are, it's here. So it's not just what happened 300 years ago, but it's also what happened in the last 50 to 100 years.
Well, I had somebody lure me here not too long ago by saying we have to go to the Kid Rock Museum. I said Kid Rock doesn't have a museum, but it's here.
It sure is. The Kid Rock Music Lab is a great place where, I'll tell you, when I need a little pick-me-up in my day, because I'm lucky to have my offices here, I go to the Kid Rock Music Lab, because it's not just about Kid Rock. It really tells the whole history of Detroit music, from gospel to hip-hop to Motown to rock and roll, from Iggy Pop to Diana Ross and Kid Rock and everyone in between. It's a great immersive experience with some really all-time favorite videos that will keep you dancing when you're leaving out the door.
All right. Well, Detroit has an extremely rich history, and if you don't know all of it, this is the place to get it. Wonderful place to visit. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
For more information on today's topic, you can visit DetroitHistorical.org. Today's COMCAST Newsmaker was Robert Burry, the Executive Director and CEO of the Detroit Historical Society.